What's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on for Mike here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the NCAA 12 Dynasty, trying to build that Memphis squad up into a powerhouse. We're off to a good start this year. We are 2-0 already. We have won our first couple of games pretty handily, but this game is going to challenge us. We are taking on the Duke Blue Devils in this episode, and we're taking on a good Duke team. You know, this Duke squad, maybe not the best Power 5 team by any stretch of the imagination, but they are going to challenge us on the field. They're B-minuses across the board, whereas we're a C-, C, D+ ourselves. So Duke does have a pretty sizable talent advantage. So it's going to challenge us here in this game as we're, seeking to make some things happen this year. I want to get to more than just 7 wins on the season. Looking at Duke's schedule real quick, though, they're not the most impressive schedule, though. They did lose to FIU pretty convincingly at home, but went on the road to beat the University of Louisiana Lafayette. Whereas for us, we beat Western Kentucky. We also beat Arkansas State as well. So I'm feeling pretty good with what we've been able to do so far. But I'm hoping that we can keep that up and keep that thing rolling, man. And if you want to keep this series rolling as well, I need you guys to do me a massive favor. Smack that like button for me, and then hit that subscribe button as well. If you do happen to be brand spanking new to the channel, just go ahead and jump right into this thing and see if we can take out the Duke Blue Devils on their stadium and get the 3-0. Let's get it. Alright, boys, so Duke ended up winning the coin toss, so we are actually going to start with the football here. Let's see if we can make the most of it on the road against Duke, and we're going to pick up a first down early. Going to throw that football out to Duggett. He's going to catch it out on the flats and pick up that first down for us. And that's going to be the key, keeping ourselves on schedule, on the road, in a hostile environment, at least for our standards and what we're used to. We're used to not playing against Power 5 teams, obviously. As now 2nd and 5 coming up. We're going to try to hit him with a little play action, but we throw behind our receiver, and it's going to be 3rd down. Looks like Duke's going to line up in a nickel defense. We'll see if we can bamboozle them with some play action. Faking it out, looking over the middle. No one to throw the football to. Trying for something to happen was over somebody to do the scramble drill upfield. And we're going to take a big sack, unfortunately. And that will put an end to our first drive of the game. But we do force Duke at least to go 3 and out. So offense comes back out onto the field once again, trying to make some things shake as we try to throw over the middle of the field. We're trying to find Chris Pittman for a bigger gain, but overthrew our target. So now 2nd and 10 coming up as Richards will drop back once again. Looks over to the right-hand side, and it's going to be caught by Pittman. First down for the Memphis Tigers. And we're now sitting just outside of midfield, trying to put together a decent little drive. And sure enough, we will find ourselves in Duke territory. 1st and 10. As now we got our passing game established. We'll now go to our running game. And William Jones find some good running room. That'll be another first down. We're putting together an excellent drive, and we're looking for points now that we're in the red zone. But on a 1st and 10, trying to set up the wide receiver screen, looking for Brian the Kid, and we end up getting intercepted instead. You absolutely hate to see it. So we cough the football up with a beautiful opportunity to put points on the board, but instead Duke has the football, and they're looking for a big shot after the turnover. They're gonna get it as Tommy Myers can't catch up. Neither can anyone else, and it's a 14-point swing potentially. Duke is gonna get on the board and strike first here midway through the first quarter. And what's worse for us is that after that big touchdown that we just gave up, you know what we did with our offense? We end up going 3 and out. So not what we wanted to do, but here we are, barbecue on the titties. And now we rely on our defense to come through and get another stop for us. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Blue Devils, as looks like they'll be lining up under center. Tate in the backfield, as it's going to fake the handoff, getting it out to the tight end instead. And they will cross midfield, as they are going to be able to move those chains. A couple plays later, though, a 3rd and 9 coming up for the Blue Devils. They do already have 1 3rd down conversion. We'll see if they can get a second as they try to set up the halfback screen, but that ain't going to work on us, my guy. That's going to be a huge play for us, but some catastrophic things happen to us on the special teams, and now Duke's going to take back over. They full of fake on us while we were simming, because we typically do sim the special teams just to make it a little bit harder for us to, win that ultimate prize, and that is eventually a national championship game. Is what a dot. I don't know how we did not end up making a play on that football, but this quarterback, he's coming to the grocery store, and he's bringing dimes with him. So now, 3rd and short coming up. I expect them to run this football. We'll see if they do that. They don't. It's a quick pass instead, and on the slant pattern, number 5 of Duke is going to make the catch. It's another red zone opportunity here. We'll see if they can do better than what we did in the red zone. 2nd and 13. Looking over the middle of the field. He's got his guy into the end zone. Touchdown, Duke. And the Blue Devils, who are more known as a basketball school, the legendary Coach K, of course, coaching here all those years. Their football team also doing some things to us now. We're already down by multiple scores. So now we come back with our offense late in the 1st quarter. We need to come through and get a response, because Duke could run us off the field if we're not careful. We start by throwing on a 1st and 10, trying to get the wheel route to William Jones, but that is incomplete. But we will go back to our tailback. This time it's a carry for William Jones. Got some burst and fights forward, tries to get through to the defense and pick up a few yards there. He got 8 on that run, and we'll go back to him to pick up this 1st down. Trying to avoid the 3 and out, and William Jones finds just enough space in order to go ahead and move the chains. That's a 1st down for Memphis Tigers. It's now 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line now as we look over the middle. Brian the Kid was open as the linebackers were a little bit too far in their zone, as that will actually conclude your 1st quarter of action. We're down 14-0, but we have shown that we are more than capable of moving the ball against them. We got to get through and finish these drives. So now we go into the 2nd quarter of action. A 3rd and short coming up for us here, as Richards will line up in the shotgun on this 3rd and 2. Richards looks over the middle of the field. He's got Duckett, and the true sophomore is able to move the chains once again. We got another steady drive going on. Play action on a 1st and 10. Richards looks over the middle, tries to find his man. Wanted that deep ball, but put a little bit too much mustard on that throw. And instead, we got a 3rd and long that we got to deal with. Let's see if we can bamboozle them with the halfback draw. And it actually might work. Jones, does he get the 1st down? No! They call it just short, but you know what? As the great Uncle Sam's once said, scared money don't make any money. We're going for it. 4th down. Can we pick up the 1st down? And we do. But man, was it a close call? And William Jones, he's going to be a little bit shaken up, unfortunately. But that does mean Matt Turner will check into the game. 1st and 10, we will go over play action. And Duckett does get himself open. He's been playing very well on this initial start of this game, as he's been playing, really stepping up with Anthony Douglas, continuing to be hurt. He has not really shown up ever since his initial injury back in game number 1, and it's just been tough to deal with for our receivers, but they really have stepped up to the challenge. Unfortunately, we do have another fourth down that we got to go with. We're going to try to pick it up with this screen. Chris Washington, I'm looking at you. Make something happen for me, baby. Richards over the right-hand side, but Washington can't get himself forward. It's going to be a turnover on downs. And now Duke takes back over once again, but deep in their own territory, inside the 5-yard line. They're going to try to run the football, but the tailback, he's in the backfield and can't get out of there. And that's going to be how we score our very first points of the game. Nothing that our offense actually did, even though they technically sort of set it up, but they didn't, if that makes sense. But we're not being shut out. That's the most important thing. We are not being shut out against a Power 5 opponent. Already doing better than what we did against Mississippi State back last season when we, the last time that we took on a Power 5 team in the regular season, right? But we did get the ball back on that safety because that's how safeties work. But we do not do anything in the football. We actually go 3 and out with that next possession. So Duke's offense comes back out onto the field once again. And now that they have actual field position to work with, they are really exerting their will. They like to go fast, and they're definitely showing that right now. 3rd and 5 as this quarterback, he's got all day to throw the football. Throws over the middle of the field. Multiple guys have to come through and make the tackle. We do eventually bring them down, but it's a significant gain, somehow beating us in the nickel coverage. And it's another 1st and 10 for the Duke Blue Devils. They go into their no huddle. They will pass once again. Has some time to work with. Does dump it off to the tailback as the tailback is able to get around Julian Jackson. Not the fastest safety on the sake of the planet, and it certainly showed there. And they continue to move downfield. Couple plays later, 3rd and short. We're going to sell for the run, and this running back, it's the backup tailback, by the way. He's going to pick up that 1st down still. We had the right play call. We did what we should have done, but we just couldn't execute, unfortunately. And now Duke, with a fresh set of downs, throws another dime. How about this quarterback, man? Just throwing dimes all over the place. And it's going to be a goal line situation now. Can we stand them up, though? 3rd and goal. Looks like a goal line formation for both teams. Going to be a running back trying to run through our defense, and he's successful in doing just that. Touchdown, Duke. And they extend their lead even further. We are now down by 19 points. Not where we want to be. And we got 2:38 left to play in this first half. Let's see if we can do something before the halftime locker room. And let's cut into this deficit. If we don't want to get ran off the field or risk getting run off the field, we have to get some points on this drive. Straight up and down. As now, 2nd and 10, we go with a halfback draw with William Jones. And they'll at least keep us on schedule, a 3rd and short, that we can at least open up our playbook a little bit more. And we still have 3 timeouts too. 5 wide set coming up for us, but Duke is pressing, and we actually got a guy open downfield. We're going to toss this thing. It's deflected at first, but then Pittman comes down with it. Get to the end zone. He doesn't. Pittman can't reach the end zone. He's going to be hurt too. That's crazy. And let's talk about this sequence, right? So we thought we had a man open downfield, so we tossed it up for Pittman. The safety does get over and deflect this football, and yeah, it just lands in the hands of Pittman. That's why you run those tip drills and a chance to put points on the board before halftime. Throwing towards the end zone. We trying to get it out to the fullback, who also sets up as our backup tight end. But it's going to be incomplete, though. So now we set ourselves up in the Wildcat formation on 3rd and goal, and we move Chris Washington into motion as Washington got some space to work with, and that is how we are going to score our very first offensive touchdown of this entire game. And that will help cut this deficit down to a 2-score game. We're down by 12. We're still down by 12, but we're still, we're fighting. We're still competing, and it's really important that Duke has a minute left to work with in this first half of action. Let's make sure that we keep them out of the end zone. But Duke, we know what they're capable of doing by now. They're going no huddle on this 1st and 10. Looking downfield. He wants a big shot. Going one-on-one, but it's going to be incomplete, though. That is Zach Scott, our corner, that is able to make a play on the ball. And we do hear about what happened to James Pittman, who made that big catch and that ultimately set up the touchdown. He actually does have a concussion, so no Anthony Douglas, no James Pittman either. We are looking pretty thin in our wide receiver room. But a 3rd and 2 coming up as Duke tries to run the first down. Looks like they were trying to set up some kind of option, but it doesn't work out that way. So we get that stop that we were looking for, and we do what we're supposed to do. We close the gap before we go into the locker room. We're still down by 2 possessions, and I'm pretty sure Duke gets the ball to start the second half as well, but we're still fighting, and we aren't going to go away anytime soon. So let's go ahead and jump into the second half of action now as we bring our offense coming out. And I was right, Duke did get the ball to start this second half, but we forced that 3 and out. So once again, off to a good start by our defense, just like how they started this first half initially. But we got to take advantage of that. We got to get points on the board. 3rd and short coming up for us. We're going to try to run forward with William Jones, trying to run the off tackle, running upfield, and it's going to just do enough to pick up that first down. It wasn't pretty, but any stretch of the imagination, but at least we got it. So 1st and 10 coming up. We go 5 wide set this time, and everybody was actually covered, so we tried to throw to William Jones. He was the most open looking that I saw there. Everyone had a blanket on them, to be honest. That's why we got to get better in our receiving room. Even though that was one of our strengths last year, ironically, it sure as heck didn't feel like it. But Verwana does fight forward and pick up yet another first down for us. He gets hurt as well. So now we're really getting thin with our receivers and our running backs. You know, maybe it's going to be an Ali Atkinson sighting sometime. I have no idea. But Jesse Richardson, he's going to get to know his other receivers real good, right? But 3rd and 11 coming up for us. We will go in a 5 wide set once again. In the shotgun formation, going to try to make some adjustments at the line of scrimmage. We'll send Chris Washington, and I'm hoping he actually gets it. Thankfully, we don't have like the squiggly lines, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to do any kind of audibling to keep it real. But we do get it out to Mitchell. He was open for a split second, but he can't make a play on the ball, and we were forced to punt that football away. So now Duke's offense comes back out onto the field. We did force a 3 and out last time around, and we almost had a turnover there. I need you to get 2 hands on that. And Jones got lucky with one. Is now 2nd and 10. It's going to be another play action. Looking quickly over to the right-hand side, and Vince Tate, our star linebacker, will come through and make the tackle. But it's a 7-yard gain. They'll also open up the playbook for the Duke Blue Devils. Jones lines up in the pistol formation. He's going to hand it off to his star tailback and fights forward. Do they give him the first down? They actually do. So it's a demoralizing first down that Duke just got there, as we had a chance to really get him off the field. And now they're really rolling in for Wada. Saw that little injury update at the bottom of the screen. Our starting fullback, he dislocates his ankle. He hurts his ankle. He's out for at least the next 9 weeks, but I'm going to tell you what, right now, I've dealt with a dislocated ankle before personally. I was out for a little bit longer than 9 weeks, right? But maybe for Wallace built like a Ford truck and built Ford tough, right? But either way, we're going to miss out on our starting fullback for a while. And again, just going to keep being thin. You know, it's going to be a problem for us. And no Anthony Douglas either. It's been crazy out here as Duke will drive down the length of the field, and they will get yet another touchdown on the board. It's not looking good for us right now. Down 28-9. That is going to be your score. And now our offense, it really needs to wake up. We do initially do a wide receiver screen. Thought about doing a different play. We do. And see if we can beat them downfield as they're pressing on our coverage. But looks like nobody opened downfield except Jackson. Jackson is our backup fullback. He is now pressed into service, coming in as a pass catcher. And that's his first catch of the season. Coming for a big play right there. We'll see if we can find him again, or we'll find somebody different, such as Duckett, who's one of the more experienced receivers at this point, but drops that football. So now, 2nd and 10 coming up. We go with yet another verticals play. Duke only sends free, got Aiden covered, so we throw over to the right-hand side as we find Brian the Kid, who does pick up a decent chunk of yardage. But facing yet another third down, we have struggled with these today. Does that continue as William Jones gets the carry, runs up the middle of the field, finds just enough space. Again, it's not pretty when we run this football, but we are finding a way to make it work. At least we got that going. Another 1st and 10 coming up as William Jones comes in under shotgun. We run it with our solid running back. He'll pick up some more yards down the field as well. That's going to go for a 5-yard gain. But after a short run, we face our second third down of this drive. Can we pick this one up too? Richards looks over the middle. We find Jackson again. The backup fullback stepping in and making the most of his opportunity. Another first down for us. As now, 2nd and 9, looking on a slant pattern, is going to be incomplete. And a third time, going to be another third down. It's third time the charm for Duke. We have struggled on third down conversions, but have done well on this drive. Got 2 of them so far. Can we make it free? Looking over the middle for Mitchell, but Mitchell is going to be held just short of that first down marker. We will choose to bring our kicking team out. This will make it a 2-possession game once again, as long as we take care of our 2-point conversions, if we even get that chance in the first place. But the field goal attempt is going to be good, and that concludes an 11-play, 59-yard drive for us, as we will be going into our final quarter of action. We're down 28-12. Backs against the wall. How bad does this team want to remain undefeated? We're about to find out here in this fourth quarter. So here we go. Fourth quarter of action underway as we got a Duke free and out on our side, but we need points on the board. Can William Jones deliver as we start by running the football on a 2nd and 10? Jones finds some space, gets some blocks that he's looking for, and now he's off to the races. Only one man could possibly catch him. He dives for his ankles, but he can't get there. Touchdown, Memphis! William Jones, baby! That's what I'm talking about, man. When we need a play most, we get one from one of the best offensive players on our football team. And now we got the 2-point conversion. If we can convert this, it's now just a 1-possession game. Mano-y-mano. Let's see if we can make things happen as we go. And audible Chris Washington to make sure he goes into the back of the end zone. Open up some space for Mitchell potentially. As we'll go ahead and snap the 2-point conversion. And it's going to be caught by Mitchell. It's now just a 1-score game. Let's go, baby. And now we put the pressure on Duke, because if they don't score here, we got a chance to tie. They'll start by running a halfback screen, and I thought we read it okay with the defensive lineman, but our D lineman cannot catch up, and it's going to open up a massive play downfield for them as well. They go into their no huddle, but they lost a few yards on a subsequent run. They do try to set up yet another screen, but a little bit of a miscommunication as that was almost intercepted by John Curtis. So now, 3rd and 13. Here comes the Duke Blue Devils. Can we get them off the field? They've been great on third down so far. Dropping back, it's Brown in the shotgun. Jones is going to hand it off to his tailback, and his tailback actually does a little bit of damage, get him a little bit closer into field goal range. And they're going to try this field goal. This is not a gimme by any means. This is about a 48-yard field goal. The kick is going to be up, and it actually curves to the left. It actually did have the distance, but it's going to be off target, though. And we're going to take over with the football. We got a chance to tie this game. Let's see if our team has it in them. Do they have that dog? Washington's going to start to drive out. He's going to take the jet sweep. He's going to follow his blocks, and Washington, right from the get-go, nearly picks up that first down. Not a bad start to the drive. And they actually do give us that first down, interesting enough. So you love to see it. As we'll go on the slant pattern, Chris Washington will call his number once again, and he answers the phone. And now just 35 yards away from tying this football game. Another pass play getting calls. We got to go with 3rd and 11. We'll send Chris Washington on a go route because that safety is playing pretty far as we got a man. Washington, catch that football, baby. Let's go. Don't disrespect our receivers like that, man. We ain't playing these games over here. And that's a touchdown for your Memphis Tigers. But can we get this 2-point conversion? This 2-point conversion determines whether we're still going to be down or we got a tie ball game. Going with the slant pattern, the trusty one. Richards drops back, looks over, finds Mitchell in the back of the end zone. All of a sudden, it's a tie ball game. We have rallied back from 19 down twice. We were down by 19 multiple times in this game. But here we are, 5 minutes left in this game. And we got a chance to win this thing still. Now the pressure all on Duke right now as they'll start their drive with a speed option over to the left-hand side. We will force them out of bounds. But it's a very good run nonetheless. Easily moving the sticks. And of course, they are going right into their no-huddle offense. So Duke comes out once again. They got another 1st and 10 coming up as they are closing in on midfield now. As they're going to drop back. We'll go over the middle of the field. And it's going to be a 1st down for the Duke Blue Devils. And now just 1 first down away from possibly trying to attempt a field goal and get themselves into field goal range. A couple plays later, Jones will throw again. He looks over to the left-hand side. He's got his man, and is that a 1st down? Are we gonna call it that way? Are they gonna call it? They're thinking about it? Yes, it is indeed going to be a 1st down, and Ted Jones now has his guys potentially in field goal range. Dropping back, looking towards it, although, and it's nearly intercepted. 4th down coming up. And Duke's going to try and get another field goal. This one from 54 yards, and he didn't get enough foot in there. So we have a chance after being down by 19 in the 4th quarter. We got a chance to win this game. 3:30 left to play. Can we drive down the length of the field? 2nd and 6, looking. Jesse looks over the middle of the field, finds Mitchell, but Mitchell can't haul it in. It does end up being dropped. So now, 3rd and 6, and arguably the biggest 3rd down in this entire game for us. We go with the slants. They send the blitz. We fire over the middle, and Mitchell redeems himself and gets a massive 3rd down catch. And now 1 more 1st down for us. And we can start thinking about possibly start chewing some of this clock as Mitchell somehow comes down with that. I have no idea how that's completed, but sometimes the EA gods are on your side, and they certainly are right now, as that completion by Jackson now does have us in field goal range. It's going to be interesting to see how we end up playing this drive as we do go with the chew clock. 1:30 left to play. Richards looks over the middle of the field. He's got Chris Washington. Washington is going to be knocked down inside the 5-yard line. And now we can run out the rest of his clock if we wanted to. And we're going to try to do that. Run up the left-hand side. But William Jones finds his way into the end zone. And we take the lead. We take the lead. Down by 19. That's 26 unanswered points. And now Duke is down to their last gasp of air. 43 seconds left. If they don't score a touchdown, this thing is barbecue chicken. And they almost get a big play downfield. First time out. Thankfully, that's dropped. So now, 2nd and 10 coming up. This time we go ahead and send the blitz. Jones looks over to the left-hand side. That's also going to be knocked away. Another incompletion leads to a 3rd and long. Dropping back in the shotgun formation. Duke has 5 receivers. Jones looks over the middle of the field. Wants his drop off. And it's going to be incomplete again. Our defense standing tall. But can they do it just one more time? 4th and 10. They need a 1st down to keep this game alive. They want to throw deep downfield. It's double coverage. And it's on the ground. And we complete an incredible comeback. Duke cannot do anything about it. We win the football game. And we will win this game by a final score of 35-28. How about the resilience of this football team? We wanted it, we fought for it, and we got it. And we're going to still remain undefeated on the season. Alright, boys, so how about the fight that we showed, especially in that second half? We were down 21-2 at one point. We were even down 28-9 late in the third quarter, but then we just found a way to rally back. How about this stat? We end up with not 16, 23, no, 26 unanswered points to finish this game. That's what I'm talking about, baby. First Power 5 win of this series. You love to see it. Now, that being said, though, Jesse Richards did not have his best game today, but when it mattered the most, he led his team down the field. He was 25 for 40 today, 355 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, including a couple of 2-point conversions as well. But it was William Jones who really sparked our offense in this one. He had 30 carries in this one, 159 yards, and a couple of touchdowns to go with it. Although it was Chris Washington that actually had our very first touchdown of the game. He ended up with 2 carries and 12 yards as well. As for our receivers, it was also Chris Washington who has really stepped up this season. We really haven't had much of Anthony Douglas in this season so far. Chris Washington has really filled that void. 6 for 82 and a touchdown in this one. But James Pittman, he left with a concussion, so he did not play the whole game either. He ended up with 3 catches and 104 yards too. Now, defensively, it wasn't as pretty in the second half, but, you know, at the end of the day, we found a way to get the job done. Rocky Scott led the team in solo tackles today, had 5 tackles, 4 assisted, followed by defensive lineman Robert Bowen and another defensive lineman, Nate Coleman, the sophomore redshirt from Brandon, Mississippi. We did also manage to get a few sacks in this one. Kyle Davis was able to get a sack, as did Robert Bowen and Rocky Scott as well, who also, like I said, led the team in tackles today. We actually did not force any turnovers, and we did end up losing the turnover battle today, but we did enough in order to remain undefeated on the season. So a great way to finish that episode, man. 3-0, but we are still not getting any love from the AP posters. No votes in the AP top 25, but you know what? We just got to handle our own business. We're already halfway to bowl eligibility, doing that for the second time in 2 seasons here in this series, man. In next episode, we will open things up. We will open Conference USA action. We will actually go on the road to take on the Marshall Thundering Herd, who we did end up beating last year, but that was on our own field. I'm sure they're going to want revenge on their home turf, so we're going to have to be ready for that. I'm excited about this next episode as well, getting ready to get conference action going, and I'm glad that we're still undefeated. And if you're glad as well, what I would love to see is you guys go ahead, hit that like button for me, and then in addition, hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new. This is John G Gaming on the mic, signing off though. Until next time, I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.